That is also the answer to this so often raised question. The same book, why people draw different conclusions, why they mislead these ulama and so on, themselves and others. The answer is in these two verses. يُزَكِّهِمْ وَيُعَلِّمُهُمُ الْكِتَابَ وَالْحِكْمَةِ. Those who are not purified, in the sense that they are given an inner truth, a correct attitude, an honest attitude, they can't learn and they will not be taught. So look at the very deep connections between the prayer of Abraham, the response of Allah, the very first verse of Surah Baqarah, how closely and profoundly they are related and speak of the same wisdom which is impossible for a man to reach by himself. A man born among the Arabs of that period, imagine, how could he consider all these things and rectify the prayer and all this? This is too intricate a phenomenon and too profound for human mind to reach, too deep for human thought to reach. That shows that it was word of Allah throughout, and there is a wonderful, beautiful underlying connection between the past and the present and the future. So that is the reason why people cannot draw right conclusions from the Holy Quran, who are crooked and who are dishonest. And that is why there was need for the guided one, the guided, the Messiah, the Mahdi. Al-Mahdi means the guided one. He was to be purified by Allah himself, then he would of course understand the meaning of the Quran, not otherwise. Again, in application to mankind and their acceptance of Islam, Surah Taha speaks of exactly the same thing, where the Holy Quran says, يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْجِبَالِ قُلْ يَنْسِفُهَا رَبِّي نَسْفًا وَيَذَرُهَا قَاعًا صَفْصَفًا لَا تَرَى فِيهَا عِوَجًا وَلَا أَمْتًا يَوْمَئِذٍ يَتَّبِعُونَ الدَّاعِيَ لَا عِوَجَ لَهُ. They speak of great mountains. Which mountains did they speak of? Not mountains of Arabia at all. No such questions were ever raised. No such questions were ever raised there before the Holy Prophet. What about the mountain of Uhud and mountain of this and mountain of that? But the questions were certainly raised regarding the great mountains on the east of Eastern Empire of Iran, Persia, and the Western Roman Empire. These were the questions which were asked. What would happen? How can you conquer these and this and that? So the Holy Quran says, now not in application to that, because here it's making a future prophecy, but I'm telling you just that the mountains indicate great people, great powerful nations, and they have been used in the Quran exactly in the same sense elsewhere. So the question raised in Taha, which speaks of the future events, which speaks of the Christian rise to power very clearly. They ask you what would happen of the great powers of the earth will hold the world in the palm of their hands. How can Islam conquer them? How can Islam win their hearts and minds? The answer is, and it will become very clear later on, the answer is, يَنْسِفُهَا رَبِّي نَسْفًا. God will shatter them to pieces. وَيَذَرُهَا قَاعًا صَفْصَفًا, and will pulverize them and level them to a level ground. لَا تَرَى فِيهَا أَمْتًا وَلَا عِوَجًا وَلَا أَمْتًا. You will not see there any crookedness, nor ups and downs. يَوْمَئِذٍ يَتَّبِعُونَ الدَّاعِيَ. That would be the time, that would be the age when they will follow a prophet who has no crookedness in him. So obviously the dilemma is resolved. The mountains mean great people, powerful people, nations on earth, because mountains do not follow prophets of Allah. And La iwaja lahu is a most wonderful epithet here mentioned, because it relates to La tara fiha iwajam wala amtha. You will not see any crookedness left in those people that looking down from their high ivory towers about black nations and yellow nations and this and that, and considering their messages in way of life as inferior to themselves. How in that state of psychological pride could they ever accept Islam as their guidance, as their guiding light, and accept the Holy Prophet as their guide? So that image, that crookedness has to be broken and leveled first, because a crooked thing cannot enter a straight muzzle, any straight line or straight passage, let's say. Now, in the beginning, the Holy Quran, in the same surah, in the previous surah of Kahf, the Holy Quran also mentions this word iwaj. Alhamdulillahi allazi anzala ala abdihi al-kitaba. क्या? Alhamdulillahi allazi anzala ala abdihi al-kitaba wa lam yaj'al lahu iwaja. All praise be to Allah, who has anzala ala abdihi al-kitaba, who has revealed this book to a servant of his who has no crookedness. Now, the earlier commentators explain this with reference to the Quran. They say this word crookedness is related to the Quran and its teachings. It could be referred to Al-Kitab or Allah, both. I mean, there is genuine possibility. But right from my childhood, I have always understood it to be related to Rasulullah Sallam. I don't say that it cannot be referred to the Quran. It refers to both and applies to both, but more so to Ahmad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Because in that part of the Quran which I have just quoted, there the Quran is not mentioned at all. Only Hazrat Rasulullah Sallam is mentioned, and it says, that would be the age when these great nations and people, after having been leveled to the earth, to the ground, would be in the right frame of mind to follow the Prophet who has no crookedness in him. So all these things are so beautifully well connected and profoundly related. So the time for these mountains would come. That is why I always say very clearly that whatever measures they take, they simply cannot escape the Third Great World War and the Holocaust. It's impossible. It's so clearly laid down without any room for any possibility of exception in this, any possibility of change of mind on the part of God, that I am positively certain Islam would become the final overwhelming religion of the world after this, not before that. Next, please. Are you the next? Bashir Hayat Sahib?
I don't know, because I came late. I don't know.
No, but you don't know where you are sitting?
Sitting here.
So you are next, obviously. There is no one in front of you who has not asked a question. Is there? He has asked his question, so it's your turn, please. आप जरा एक तरफ हो जाए ना, इसको कॉरिडोर को खाली करते जाएं.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
वालेकुम सलाम रहमतुल्लाह.
Would Hazur most kindly...
Please come forward, closer to the microphone, please.
Would Hazur most kindly advise us the definition of atheism, agnosticism, and paganism, and also the differences between them? Secondly, I shall be most grateful if Hazur most...
I think the first question should be asked first, and the secondly, afterwards. Because the first question already has three